McLaren and Brabham didn't like the idea, but Colin Chapman liked it, and so the Formula Ford was born. More information about the Formula Ford and the mod right here, right now. Greetings petrolheads and welcome to RomRom.net, the channel sharing the joy of sim racing, and to a new chapter of It's a Mod world, today with the Formula Ford. To be precise, these are the Russell Alexis cars that were used a while in Formula Ford, I think until 1972. The Formula Ford was set up and is still today as an entry-level single-seater series, so the new teams can learn the ropes while not spending too much money. Since the beginnings and even nowadays, a Formula Ford car does not have aerodynamic downforce, but that also helps keeping the price low and making it an entry-level series. Proof that it's a good entry-level series comes with names like Emerson Fittipaldi, Ayrton Senna or Jenson Button amongst a lot of others. I confess, when we decided that I was going to test the Formula Ford mod for Assetto Corsa, we thought it was a modern Formula Ford mod, and it was not until I sat down in front of the rig and in front of the computer that I noticed, no, that's a classical one. But why should I be scared by that? So I sat down and checked how this mod is. So how is this mod? It looks quite nice from the inside, even if quite Spartan. And of course, we're sitting in a very basic open-wheeler, so you see a lot of the suspension. Nice design, me likeah. This mod wants to install a ton of shaders over the ones from Assetto Corsa. I told it not to, because I don't want to change anything in Assetto Corsa right now. And the mod works without any problems. Is there a motor in the motor? Ooh, there is, kinda, but the screws are all multicolored. I suppose the designer did not have the time to clean that up, or he or she wanted to have a psychedelic motor. Why not? It's the 60s, man. Look at that exhaust. Is that an exhaust on your car, or are you just happy to see me? Nice, 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 and I like the sound of the motor. It comes with a ton of liveries, and I thought this one was the one I wanted to use today. Of course, also because it's got a number with the number 9 on it. As you can see, there is no aero pressure anywhere. All the downforce is gonna be mechanic, and you know what that means when I'm driving. This is gonna be a spin fest. Ooh, nice sound. I like the force feedback. It's not perfect, but it allows me to feel which forces are acting upon the front wheels. And it's hard, so I can be quite precise when turning the wheel. Mechanical downforce means that it's not easy. The car handling is difficult, but is what you would expect from this kind of car. An open wheeler with no aerodynamic downforce is not a toy. So I would say the driving feeling is exactly as it should be. I thought I knew how to deal with mechanical downforce, but this is a little bit different to what I am accustomed to. On the other hand, if every car would be driven the same way, it would be boring. Don't use the gearing to reduce speed, don't downshift to reduce speed. In fact, don't downshift at all, because this car reacts very nervous to that and blocks the rear tires. Therefore, the handling of this car is brake carefully to reduce speed and then downshift. I'm having to learn how to apply the brakes correctly, and that is very carefully, and you will too if you drive this mod. And it's not easy, you have to be very careful and very precise. The car in this mod forces you to be very fine-tuned and very granular in your braking. And you know what? I like it. It's a challenge and it forces me to be good in driving, which we know I am not. It's as if you would be learning to drive all over again. It's interesting that the car in this mod has a complete different handling than other open-wheelers without aerodynamic downforce. I gotta wrap my head around this car. Well, not in a literal way, because that would not be a nice sight. On the other hand, it's so empty, maybe you wouldn't have much to look at. Going along with what else we've seen in this mod, the AI is also quite competitive, not easy to beat. Even if, but we know that from Assetto Corsa, sometimes a little bit too aggressive. Ouch, hey! But just reduce the aggression in Assetto Corsa and you'll have clean but not easy racing. My favorite part of the track when racing this car, the DRS, yeah! Meep. You want names? I got names. All these people started in Formula Ford and then went on to have excellent careers in racing in the most diverse series. I got Eddie Irvine, Johnny Herbert, Roland Ratzenberger, Mark Webber, JJ Leto, Danica Patrick, Dan Weldon, Scott Dixon and Christian Albers, amongst a lot more. Go check Wikipedia to find all. At the beginning, and to make the price acceptable, these cars were fitted with normal street tires and normal gearing, which has changed over time. What does it all have to do with Ford? Well, from the beginning, Ford provided the motors and the backing for this series. This is definitely not a car for beginners, clearly not. You have to be careful on the downshifting, careful with the brakes, careful with the tires, careful. On the other hand, it was a lot of fun to drive because I had to learn everything all over again. Like not downshifting. The experience inside of this mod, inside of this car, was very immersive. Also because as it's an open wheeler and a very basic one at that, you can see the wheels in motion, you can see the suspension. Unluckily you cannot feel the suspension, but I'm starting to give it notes, so let's go over to the notes. The look. This car looks excellent. When you're inside of it, it feels excellent, and it feels excellent also because it looks so alive, so real. On VR, the immersion is incredible and the looks make a big part of it. So for the look, I give it 5 eyes out of 5. I was going to give this mod 5 years out of 5 for the sound, as it's very good, but then I read in the notes, which you should read also because they have a lot of very good information, that the sound comes from the Alfa Romeo GTA from Kuno, so again this is borrowed sound. Therefore, I'm not giving it any note at all. With regards to the driving feeling, I would wish a little bit better force feedback. I don't feel the track, I only feel the front wheels and not the rear wheels. So it skims the 5 out of 5, but I'm afraid I will only give it 4 out of 5. So yeah, it's difficult to drive. I think that's the point of the Formula Ford. You'll spend a lot of time finding out the braking points, the throttle point, which gear to use and when. It's gonna be a complete new learning experience even if you know the track by heart. This mod is fun, it's well done, but definitely not for beginners. Oh, and a note aside, while I was giving this video the final touches, a new version of the mod came out, so the mod you'll find on our website, in our database, is one step forward from the mod that I tested. That would be all for today. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you liked it, applaud by clicking on thumbs up and share it with your friends. Don't forget to subscribe and click on the bell to become part of the family and to be informed about new videos. And until the next time, save fuel, collect pickup, and we'll see each other at the podium.
Visit romrom.net to connect to fellow sim racers and sim racing fans.